The veil of ignorance, a thought experiment in healthcare. Imagine you are tasked with designing a healthcare system, but you don't know your own place in society. You could be rich or poor, young or old, chronically ill or perfectly healthy. This is the essence of John Rawls' veil of ignorance applied to medicine, a thought experiment that forces us to create a system that is just and fair for all, since we might end up on the most vulnerable side. Under this veil, we would likely design a system that prioritizes universal access to healthcare, ensuring that even the poorest and sickest receive necessary treatments. A purely market-driven system, where access is dictated by wealth, would be too risky to justify. Instead, we might opt for a model that balances efficiency and fairness. Perhaps a hybrid of public and private care, where essential services are guaranteed for all and additional care can be purchased. Let's now discuss the philosophical implications. Number 1. Justice versus utility. A Rawlsian approach demands prioritizing the worst off, even if it reduces efficiency. A utilitarian perspective, in contrast, might focus on maximizing overall health outcomes, even if some individuals receive less care. Which is more ethical? Number 2. Equality versus equity. Should healthcare be equal for all, or should those with greater needs receive more? A truly fair system might require giving disadvantaged groups, such as the poor or those with genetic conditions, more resources rather than treating everyone the same. Number 3. Freedom versus obligation. Should individuals be free to opt out of universal health care, or does society have a moral obligation to ensure no one is left behind? This raises questions about personal responsibility versus collective welfare. Resource allocation and scarcity. If resources are limited, how do we distribute them? Should we prioritize children over the elderly, curable conditions over chronic ones, or preventative care over emergency treatment? These ethical dilemmas become even more pressing when designing a system from behind the veil. By stripping away personal biases, the veil of ignorance forces us to confront the deep ethical challenges of healthcare. It reminds us that fairness isn't just an abstract ideal, it's a necessity, because in the end, we could find ourselves in anyone's shoes. Comment below what you think of such a system and these questions.